Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings where, there's this Kingdom of Jerusalem crusade going on. Ooh, that's some slow zooming. Okay, it only does that on the first time I zoom in though, has to load stuff up. Excellent. So, this is not something we can contest, right? I don't think we even bother trying. Once the Abbasids get there, maybe, but look how spread out they are. They're playing this awfully. So I think we just say, you know what? I don't actually mind the Abbasids taking a hit here. We do lose the holy site, but that holy site isn't tremendously important for us. So I think we just sit this out. I really, really do. And in the meantime, we will, of course, be working on our monthly income. We are right now 10 years old. We should be coming of age this episode. That would be amazing for us. We are up to 9 stewardship. We're doing quite well on that front. I'm very happy about that. Akan has split up. This is not a surprise to me. This was always going to happen about the time that they had a succession, and this is about the right time for that. There's apparently a dangerous faction. These are populists. We don't care. That's irrelevant to us. We can deal with that easily enough. It'll just be a little bit expensive. Right now, though... Oh, there's a new pope. Hello. Right now, though, the biggest thing that I'm concerned about is not falling into the army expense trap. This is something that I feel like I fell into in the Prussia series, and that is a big part of the reason why we've been just chilling and working on our economy for a while here. And what I mean by the army expense trap is armies in Crusader Kings 3 are sufficiently expensive to raise and use that they're very likely to put us in debt. Which means that we can't be working on our economy until we come out of debt, at which time our manpower, or, well, our levies are going to be regenerated. I'm going to be interested in going back to war, at which point we go further into debt because we have more manpower at that point because we've expanded, and our economy has not kept up. I don't want to fall into that because last time with Prussia, we were still building these structures long into the game because of it. And I feel like that slowed us down dramatically. Yes, it may feel like we're not getting very much done right now. But believe me, we are building a war machine. That's what we're doing here. Now, to be clear, I'm not upset that it's very expensive to go to war. That is historically accurate. That is how it should, in fact, be. We can build a holding here? I didn't realize that. We can build a holding here. That's great. Okay, so we're going to do that. But yeah, historically, it was very, very expensive to go to war. I'm not going to compensate this guy for his dog. 125 gold for a dog? Are you insane? No, get out of here. Okay, so this is ongoing now, and it looks like it's not going well for the Abbasids at all. Oh, they're further split up. I really disagree with how they're running this war. I will take the unpressed claim for 40 gold. That is something that I'm interested in doing. So we're at minus 85% here. But we're completely fine at this point with losing this war. I'm literally only in the war because they'd be upset at me if I wasn't. Like, we're not even getting war profiteer out of this, right? But what we are getting is cash. We're not falling into the army price trap. Not this time. So we're going to get everything built up over here, and we're going to just keep investing for as long as possible, and also keep in mind that this is an investment snowball. The more things that we invest in here, the more money we end up overall making, and yeah, we're at 12.8 right now, that'll change. But the more money we end up making, which also ends up meaning, of course, the more money we can invest, and the faster we can get all this built up. So that's what we're going for right now. 82%? Are they going to turn this around? I don't think they're going to... Oh no, this is awful. They're not going to turn this around. GG, that crusade is over. The Abbasids played it awfully. If they had played it better, I might have raised levies over here and walked up and joined them. But honestly, I don't believe that our 10,000 troops would have made a significant substantial difference. I think that the Abbasids just misplayed it on such a fundamental level that we couldn't win on our own, which means that it just would have been a waste of resources. So fantastic. Kingdom of Jerusalem will be showing up momentarily. There we go. Fantastic. Yeah, we technically lost this war. We don't care. This is irrelevant to us. Hello, Jerusalem. Who's in charge? This guy. This guy's in charge of Jerusalem. He is upset at us. Mostly because he's a zealous Catholic, right? Yeah, he's Catholic. That's fine. I don't mind. Whatever. He can do whatever he feels like. What I feel like doing is building a city here. That would be great. Our level of splendor just increased. That is, of course, our renown here. That's nice. That's very, very nice. And I believe we still need another city to be built here as well. So that is 2 total city holdings that we need to build. And then, of course, we need to invest in these. Build up all of their various things. Now, the mayors of these will build some of their own things. And we don't necessarily like that. I mean, it's nice when they do it if they choose the correct thing, right? When they choose to build the wrong thing, well, then we're not very happy. Like, for example, this guy down here with the mud brick towers? No bueno. In fact, what we should probably end up doing is taking this once we have an additional domain holding so that we can max out all of these. Similarly, this one is... Actually, these fell pastures are not shabby. Yeah, that's okay. The small hill fort, on the other hand, that we'd want to get rid of. So we'll need to hold this ourselves at some point. Apparently there are sinners. Sure. That's to be expected, of course. Oh. This guy is very threatening indeed. He is 8. We are 11. Why are we upset at him? Like, he's going to be our bully. We could become arbitrary. That would give us -2 stewardship. Pass on that one. We could become lazy. -1 stewardship. It's slightly better. And craven. I mean, attraction and vassal opinion isn't great, but I would rather have more stewardship here. So I'm going to gain the trait craven. Fantastic. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, we're not planning on leading troops ourselves anyway, so it should be fine. The only thing that that's going to do is get us some negative opinion from our vassals, which should be manageable. Shouldn't be any problem at all. Of course, we need a total of 800 gold to get our 2 additional holdings built. We're going to get those built ASAP. And we're also going to start taking away some titles over here once we can. Now, this one we have a claim on, correct? I just made that claim. Actually, it would be us that has the claim. Yeah, I just made this claim, and I'm kind of wishing that I hadn't, because we need to make the claim, in fact, over here. Yeah, and that's leased out. Okay, we need to make the claim, in fact, over here or over here. So that's kind of some wasted gold. We may be able to still make use of that. I'm going to go ahead and start working on fabricating a claim here, though. Just so that we can take that without tyranny. Now, we're currently working on control in Wendala, and once that comes up, how is the rest of our holdings looking control-wise? Actually, completely fine. Completely fine. So once this is done, we're going to be able to switch our marshal into just working on increasing our levy count to make us look a little bit better. Oh, we can try to catch Amiable. Our retinue is assuring us that she'll come back. But what if she doesn't? We'll be patient. She'll be back. I hope. Boy, this is quite patient, isn't it? So, this guy wants us to join an alliance with him. And the question is, who is he? I decline. I don't care. He doesn't really bring anything to the table. Excellent. I can't help but notice the dog's still not back. But maybe we'll gain the patient trait, and that would definitely be worth it. That would be fantastic if we did. We're currently 12, we'll come of age in about 4 years. And we have enough cash to begin working on this city holding. Wonderful. So we'll get that one underway, and then we still need our city holding over here. And then once we have that, things will start looking up for us in terms of cash. Of course, we have a lot of work to do on our cash. Things will look substantially more up once we are able to get our correct focus tree going. But since we took over at 2 years of age, this is not exactly the most helpful thing. At least our stewardship is giving us plus 2% taxes now, rather than giving us a tax penalty. That's always nice. That dog has been gone for a very long time. Okay. Our county control over here is coming up. And what are we currently doing with our steward? We are increasing... Okay, murder that person, sure. We're currently working on increasing our development over here, of course. Our development in our capital is currently up to 16. Our existing development is definitely a bit of a concern right now. We're about 18 years away from discovering coinage, and then I think we have to go for communal government. After that, we'll see what Armillary Sphere exposes next before we make our decision. Okay, a notable guest has arrived. That's fine. Unfortunately, we can't imprison any criminals. It'd be nice if we could. It does bear noting that our vassals are pressing claims externally right now that we don't have to worry about. So even... Hello. It's no longer a Bassid. Okay, so even while we are... Okay, sure. Even while we are working on our income here, we are still expanding over here. You can see we have this spot over here. I believe this is new. We've gotten some areas expanding over here, so that's all good. Increase our diplomacy by 2, or we could take etiquette lessons for 3 diplomacy for 5 years. This guy would get a hook on us. He's already on our council, so maybe we don't care. Or maybe we just take the prestige. We're just going to take the prestige. That did bump up our level of fame, so that's very good for us. We are, of course, now illustrious. And we're not even of age yet. We need to be exalted among men to do a kingdom claim, right? And this is, of course, no longer good, but I just want to check here. Yeah, we need to be exalted among men. We need a new steward, and this guy's actually pretty good at it, so we'll put him on in there. He's not very happy with us, but I'm sure he'll get over it. Excellent. We're up to 12.5 gold per month right now. We are, of course, still constructing our city holding here and our city holding here. Those take 4 years to build. But that's okay. I still wish that there was some way to convert prestige into gold, even if it was at a really terrible conversion ratio. Like, you can convert gold to prestige via calling a hunt and hosting a feast. But... Wait, we can pet Amiable? When did Amiable come back? Okay, I'm not sure when Amiable came back, but sure. I guess Amiable is back. We're not going to pet her now, though, because we don't need to lose any stress. Apparently you can only pet your dog once every 5 years. That's a little weird, but okay. We'll accept it. I'm not too interested in upgrading our military count just yet. Our primary military gains will actually come from increasing our crown authority, which we will of course need royal prerogative for, this right here. We're going to be a ways away from that, but Armillary Sphere will be done in 4 years, so we'll see. In fact, we are not the culture head right now. That's interesting. Once we come of age, we may become the culture head. I suspect that's what's going on there. So we need about another 130. Okay, yep, Amiable is definitely back then, and we can walk our dog for a medium health boost. Okay. Not like we really need it. Our mother brought us to the woods to play with a bow. We ran off on our own, and it didn't take long before we came across a wounded doe trying to limp away from us. So we could become the trait Ambitious, or we could get the trait Ambitious. That would give us a stewardship point. That would give us plus 25 stress gain, but that is actually offset by calm. So it would only be a 15% stress gain. We could gain the trait sadistic, which I don't think is very useful for us. Or we could gain the trait paranoid, which I don't think is useful for us either. I think we're going to go ahead and grab ambitious. Excellent. Giving us that extra stewardship point will be great. That actually gives us 6 out of 7 domain holdings. We could take to Kotoko here, but I don't actually want to. I do want to put this guy in here as a powerful vassal. He's not the greatest chancellor, but that's fine. And actually, they should be on domestic affairs, not on foreign affairs. There we go. Excellent. Domestic affairs are far more important. Oh. We could gain a pet cat, too. Apparently, we're just collecting all of the pets. Sure, an intrigue and a learning point. I don't know how that works, but okay. Apparently, this is Might the cat. So we have Might the cat and Amiable the dog. Okay. Well, that should be fine. We are, of course, ambitious now. And yeah, that might make some people upset, but honestly, we don't have a liege, so not too bad. We're up over halfway to being able to construct this city over here. This one is 11 months remaining, and still 4 years, probably closer to 3, I would guess, on this city. Okay. So apparently our vassal is upset at us. We could fight him, and then teach him. -2 diplomacy. We could take gold, or we could just make this guy upset at us. Do we care? He's only 852. We'll get no such thing. Get out of here. Why is he coming to us for tutoring lessons anyway? We're 14. Not the greatest of concepts, in my opinion. This guy is demanding satisfaction for a slight. We could pay him gold and prestige. Or we could have someone else plead for him. Or we could just say, good one. This guy would lose opinion, and our vassal would gain opinion. This guy is a neighboring ruler. Good one, Eluma. Excellent. I don't think we care. Completely irrelevant to us. Wonderful. We'll see if these guys manage to get their realm put back together. If they do, we'll declare war on them. If not, we'll probably still declare war on them. It'll just be less efficient. I would have liked to declare war on them while they were still together, but the circumstances dictated that that not be the course of action that we take. Alas. 8 months left on this city. That is great. I think at this point, what else do we want to do is the question. I mean, we are still working on this claim fabrication. There is that. Because I want to change this small hill fort. Probably to farms and fields is what I think we can get. Actually, that is farms and fields, hill farms. So that's fine. That will definitely be an interesting thing to change. We're going to need some cash when that finishes, and that'll probably be about the same time we have our 400 gold, in all honesty. Let's see. We need, what, like 10 more month ticks to have our 400 gold? Something along those lines? We'll have enough. I'm not concerned about that. In the meantime, let's take a look at the state of the world. Well, this is interesting. Francia is a thing. They're super weak. Right now, anyway. Where are they fighting? They're fighting Wiltshire. Okay. So they're currently fighting up here. Looks like France is trying to take over England. What else is new? That's pretty normal. As far as Prussia goes, it doesn't exist. Okay, that's completely fine. And then Alba doing, normal Alba things. This is pretty typical. Asturias exists. That's, going to cause some problems eventually. Wait a second. These guys are still Ashari. These up here, there's a new Muslim faith. Ah, we consider them astray, so we're not too upset about them, but we would prefer that they be Ashari. We will remain Ashari. What are you building? Prayer halls? I mean, it's okay, I guess. I would prefer that they build probably desert agriculture. We'll probably change that. In fact, you know what we could do? We could revoke this away from him. Like this. And hold this as our next holding. Cancel the prayer halls. Are we going to get the money for this? Oh, we did. So that has an effect on the landscape. That could be cheesed so hard. For taking our vassals' money. Okay, well, we're not going to do that super aggressively right now. What I am interested in doing is putting in farms and fields here. With that money. Excellent. And of course, we are going to construct a holding over here. We didn't spend our own money on changing this around. So we should definitely be keeping an eye on this. These guys are upgrading hunters' lodges. That's completely okay. I don't mind that in the slightest. We do want to prioritize, once we are done constructing these, getting all of the correct structures here, because vassals seem like they upgrade, but they never replace structures. So that's something that we should do as soon as we get this holding constructed. Or constructing, technically. We should make sure that everybody has their correct structures. Okay, we'll lose 22 stress. That's fine. And we're just waiting at this point for that cash. There we go. There's our final holding within our economic duchy. And that is also all of our holdings within our military duchy, which is also kind of an economic duchy, but we'll not talk about that. It's just the way that the cash weighting works in this game, right? This guy's proposing an alliance. Do we care? Oh, Might found us 2 gold. That's great. Do we care about this guy? I decline. I don't care about him. Okay, so the next economic project should go a little bit faster, and that's just getting all of these building slots filled. We don't want to get them necessarily fully leveled up, but we want to get them filled so that our vassals can assist us with leveling them up. Like, for example, this one is in a perfect situation here, except that I might be interested in replacing these prayer halls with something else. If we look at this mosque here, instead of the prayer halls, we already have farms and fields and small plantations. So I would probably prefer to do pastoral lands. Yeah, that gives development growth instead of the control growth that monasteries give. Although this does give piety, so maybe having that piety... Is that only to the direct liege that gets that piety, though? Holder of this holding. So yes, only the direct liege gets the piety. Good to know. So yeah, that's going to be our next project on our economy. So that's great. How old are we? We are currently 15, and we're going to turn 16 shortly. Now, we are still a ways away on fabricating this claim, and that's fine. We do want to hold this and replace this small hill fort as soon as we can. Of course, we're going to replace that with an economic structure. And we're just going to work on building up our monthly income again. And that will be absolutely great. We should be able to get our monthly income up to around 30 per month relatively quickly. Once we switch over to wealth focus and get ourselves Airgeld and War Profiteer. So that'll be wonderful for us. Let's just advance here until we come of age, which will be in just a few days. Actually, it's July, not June, right? Yeah, we were born in July. I was thinking we were born in June, but no. A little bit more time here. That'll be fine. 13k is our current max number of troops. And that is, of course, because we are organizing levies. But there we go. We came of age. We became a fortune builder. That's not the best education trait that we could have gotten here, but it's pretty good. Unfortunately, it didn't apparently get us enough to get us another domain holding. However, we might be able to do this. Her skill is only 7. But we should still put this through. And that is enough to put us up to 8. Fantastic. We should, of course, go ahead and grab stewardship. We'll get 30% more experience in this lifestyle. We're choosing wealth focus, grabbing that sweet, sweet gold. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when we are going to continue improving our income.